Welcome to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with Rebecca Hall Greider. In our program each week, we provide the tools, ideas, and encouragement to help you move ahead on your journey, becoming a more powerful and impactful woman in your own life. Now here's your host, Rebecca Hall Greider.
Welcome to the show, everyone. I hope that you're having a wonderful week, that we are stepping into the first day of March. So we're excited to be celebrating today with all of you. And today we're going to be talking about spring forward powerfully. We're not saying just walk forward, just step forward, mosey forward. We're saying spring forward. We want to help you really move forward powerfully in your life. And today I have two amazing guests. And between the three of us, we're really going to share with you tools and resources and mindsets and perspectives to help you on a practical and profound level, spring forward with great movement and anticipation and energy, and not just springing forward in the spring, because spring has a lightness and kind of a joyful energy to it. We want you to be able to bring that energy forward throughout your life. So I hope you're ready for an exciting show to lean in, open up your ears to hear, hearts to receive powerful information. And as I was getting ready for today's show and really reflecting on spring forward and the choices that we get to make in this, because we are a critical element in our life. We get to choose our perspective in things. We don't always get to choose what happens to us, but we can choose how we respond to that and what we decide to make as a priority, what we decide to make sure happens first in our life. Because time moves very quickly. Tomorrow is not guaranteed, but we plan on it. And we're precious. And it's important that we remember that throughout our day, throughout our life as we're making choices, that we're doing it purposefully. We're not just kind of letting life pass us by, but we're engaged in making choices that are going to bring what's important to us into our lives, and that we're going to be the way we want to be in our lives. And I had a couple of things laid upon my heart that I wanted to share with you around these subjects as we're getting ready for all of the information and insights that we're going to be receiving today. And one was perspective. And I was thinking back on this time I was in the grocery store. And many of you I know have been in grocery stores. And it was one of those days where it was peak rush hour. It was really busy. And they were having a technology glitch and people were getting frustrated. The lines were getting longer. People were actually so frustrated, they're leaving their carts with food and just leaving and creating more havoc for those left behind. And as I'm getting closer slowly towards the front of the line to get checked out, to purchase my goods there, I noticed this lady in front of me was just bursting with frustration and almost getting more irritated by the minute. And I focused in on what is making her so irritated. You know, we're all frustrated. We're all kind of running behind schedule and we're stuck in this line and trying to make the best of it. And I leaned in and I noticed her place of frustration seemed to really be focused on the checkout, the lady, the registers that's checking out everything. And so I thought, is she going slow? You know, what's going on here? So I look, we have time. And I leaned in and this lady was just bursting with happiness, the checkout lady, right? She's just ringing up the things. She's talking, but it's not slowing her down. And she seems to be having the time of her life. And it seemed to be irritating the lady in front of me. Again, at higher and higher levels as the minutes were going by. And she wanted to, how we can echo out energy, we can bring forward things that we choose to bring forward. And I could tell this lady was going to say something. She was going to spread her, not joy, but frustration forward. And when she leaned in closely and got the checkout lady's attention, she goes, "How can you be this happy? Don't you understand? These lines are crazy. And you're just sitting there happy, helping everyone. Aren't you frustrated? You have all this work and all these people you have to deal with. I don't understand how you can just sit here smiling." And I was curious what the response would be. And at this point, I'm an observer. I'm in the line. And the checkout lady turns to her and she goes, "I'm not busy, dear. I'm just really popular." And I just thought, what a powerful perspective. How many times in our life are we choosing to get caught up in the frustration and the busyness and feel pulled too many directions when we can choose our perspective? Maybe I'm just extra popular, and how do I choose to be in that space? So that was one thing that really struck me and came to my memory as we were getting ready for the show today. The second thing was something that happened this past week. I had one of my big events. It's the first event of the year called Spring Forward, and it's a live conference. And we got to do that this Saturday. It was a wonderful event, came together beautifully. But behind the scenes, there were some challenges. And one of them, Wednesday night, we went to our storage unit to pick up some additional supplies for the event. And we go in there and open up the door, and everything looked fine on the outside, but when the door opened and we looked on the inside, it looked like a hurricane had gone through there, and things were missing, and boxes that were on the left were now on the right and turned upside down. And it finally dawns on us that we've been robbed, that things have been taken, and we had to call the police, and we had to do all the reports, insurance company, like all those things you deal with. And this is the week of my event. We're trying to get everything ready and pull everything together. It's not the week you want something like this to happen, not that you ever do. And there's the emotions that go with that, the shock, the frustration, the feeling of violation, the loss, I have to get through this. There's all these emotions that you go through. And yet I still had the event happening on Saturday. And one of the choices I got to make as we were getting closer and navigating through the timeline getting shorter and shorter, I got to choose my attitude. And I got to decide what was really important to me about this event. And every choice that I made became that much more precious to me. I make flower pens for all of my guests. To me, it's representative of how we're all part of that garden of life. And I made them still. I still carved out time to do that. I said no to other things because that became really precious to me, creating something beautiful for my attendees, my heart to theirs. And it became richer and more dear because it did take sacrifice. It wasn't easy to do, but I still got to choose to do it. And everything around that event became very purposeful because the time was shorter. And I got to make choices about my perspective and what I wanted to do, even with this stuff going on in the background. And why I'm sharing this is as we're talking about springing forward, it's not always going to be smooth. There are going to be challenges. There are going to be unexpected things. And I want to remind you that part of springing forward is making those choices that move you forward, choosing your attitude, choosing the things that are important to you. When time cuts short, when unexpected things happen and suddenly your direction shifts course a little bit, we get to reprioritize. We get to choose what matters most. And that's what I want for you to have in your life, is to purposely take moments in time to choose what matters most, to choose your perspective. So as we give you our heart today, our wisdom, our insight, I want you to receive that in and put it through a filter in a sense of what matters to me most. What do I choose to do? What perspective do I want to have so that I'm equipped and empowered to spring forward? So let's take a deep breath together. And just as a side note, this event ended up being one of our most powerful events. So having that focus and that purposefulness, despite challenges, creates great movement and power that we can bring forward. So let's take one more breath. And I want us to go into our heart space. So those of you who are driving, please stay safe. Eyes open alert, just tune inward a little bit. Those of you who are able to put one hand on your heart, one hand on your head, take a breath. Close your eyes as you're breathing out. And in this space, what is it that you choose? What is it that you need in your life that you're willing to lean into, to prioritize today? What do you need support in today to help you spring forward? And I want you to listen with all of you, heart, mind, body, soul, and spirit, and receive that information. It can come in a picture, words, a memory, a sound, whatever way the information comes. I invite you to receive it. And then when you're ready, open up your eyes and capture that information. I encourage you to write it down so you can keep it top of mind today. Be on the lookout for whatever it is that you need that will bring that clarity to you, that will bring that prioritization to you, that is something that matters to you, that you want to move forward in. What is it you need today? Wonderful. So breathe that in again. Wonderful. And Shirley, we have just about 30 seconds, and I was wondering if you could share something that was placed on your heart as we went in and listened.
Absolutely. The most productive day of the year is generally the day before annual leave or going away, and we're about to leave for 18 days of training, and exactly what you were talking about there. I've been prioritising and saying, well, can't do that, that's not getting done, but I'm doing this, this and this. So, yeah, very timely.
Beautiful. It's amazing as the timeline gets shorter, the clarity we can get. Yes. Thank you for sharing, and I'm glad to have you here, that we were a priority, so thank you. Appreciate that. And Christina, did you have something that you could share with us in about 30 seconds?
Yes. What I noticed, or the image and feeling that came to me, was lightness and playfulness. So rather than going through my day with, I have to do this, and this is heavy, and this must be done, I had the image of a white feather, and just a feather floating on the breeze, and eventually it ends up where it needs to be. But it can take a circuitous path, and it can go up and down and around and have fun while it gets there. So that's what I want my day to be like today.
I love that. Thank you. And as you were sharing, I just had an image of a feather dancing in the breeze. I was just thinking about that. So beautiful. Thank you.
Welcome.
And listeners, we are getting ready to go to our first commercial break. And I invite you during this time to really see, how do you want your day to be? How do you want to prioritize? What is it that was spoken into your heart? And take the couple moments that you have during this break to really listen and sink into what will serve you. We look forward to talking to you in just a moment.
Your favorite Voice America Talk Radio Network shows and hosts are in your car, outdoors, and wherever you need them to be. Listen anywhere. Get our mobile app for iPhone, BlackBerry, or Android at the Apple iTunes App Store, BlackBerry App World, or Android Market.
Are you ready for your rush of success? I'm Jim T. Chong, the walk star.
And I'm Cammie Ferry, the theater queen, the host of Rush Hour for Success on Money 105.5 on Thursdays and Fridays at 2 p.m. It's about getting entertained and getting solutions for your success in life and business.
Visit us on Facebook at Money 105.5 FM Rush Hour for Success, or download the Money 105.5 app on your phone for the live stream. That's Thursdays and Fridays, 2 p.m. Pacific time. Get entertained,
get educated, and get your rush on
Rush Hour for Success.
Rebecca Hall Greider's Speaker Talent Search is looking for people like you. With just one 7-minute audition, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities. This is a dynamic way to share your message, reach more people, and expand your impact. Apply now at yourpurposedrivenpractice.net/speaker-talent. Finalists get to audition live in front of community leaders looking to fill all kinds of speaking opportunities. Don't wait. Find out more. Visit yourpurposedrivenpractice.net/speaker-talent.
Announcing a powerful new TV channel featuring programs designed to enhance and transform your life. Make powerful connections, one program at a time. And by doing so, we can bring transformation to the world. Tune in each week to Empowered Connections TV as we add new programs to help you make empowered connections of your own. Visit empoweredconnectionstv.com. That's empoweredconnectionstv.com. And make the most of an incredible life transformation.
Become our friend on Facebook. Post your thoughts about our shows and network on our timeline. Visit facebook.com/Voice America.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall-Gruyter. If you have a question or comment for Rebecca or her guest, we'd love to hear from you. Please call into the program at 1-866-613-1612. That's 1-866-613-1612. You may also send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope that you enjoyed that break and you got a chance to breathe. We rush around so much in life that we forget to breathe deeply and pause. And it can just take 30 seconds to do it. And it can powerfully shift your perspective. So I hope you took the opportunity during our commercial break to breathe a little bit and check in and listen. And if not, if you got pulled quickly to another thing, then guess what? We're going to have another commercial break and you'll have an opportunity again built into our show to breathe and listen. So I invite you and encourage you to take advantage of that. Now, our first guest expert that we're going to be talking to today, I know you are going to love her energy, you're going to love her heart, and she actually behind the scenes was just sharing a little story with me too about perspective. So if we have time, I'm going to invite her to share that little snippet that she was sharing with us behind the scenes. It was just beautiful as well. But let me tell you who I'm talking about. Her name is Christina Marlette. And she is from Calgary, Canada. So you're going to notice we have someone from Canada on the phone. We have someone from Australia, and then myself as well on the show today. So we're very excited to be covering the globe and reaching all of you, which is beautiful. But she's from Canada. She has a bachelor's in education, kinesiology. She's a best-selling author, just recently published a book that I'm going to have her share about as well. She is an embodiment coach, the founder of Dance Ugly, Dance Awkward. She believes the body is made to move. She has a TV show, and she's a TV show host and producer, I should say, and the show, soon to be released the first week of April on our Empowered Connections TV channel, so we're very excited to have her joining us, is called Ugly Dance Awkward Show. Now, doesn't that sound fabulous? We don't have to be perfect when we're doing all this movement. I love it. So please warmly welcome the amazing Christina Marlette to the show. Welcome.
Thank you, Rebecca.
And what you can't see, but I hope everyone felt, is I actually spread my hands and move them as we're welcoming her to the show. So energetically, I hope you felt that, Christina.
Oh, yes, and I jump onto the stage and say, ta-da, I'm here.
I love it. Perfect. We have arrived. Well, I know that you have this passion for movement and dance and really being fully present in who we are and moving with our body to process things, to celebrate things. Can you share why this work is personally so important to you?
Well, for one thing, I believe that dance is not just a fun pastime. I truly believe that it's an essential human experience. Mm-hmm. And before there was even language in our ancestors, there was dance and movement. And some people think that it's just an art form that you have to practice and get good at. But what I love to share is that if you're brave enough to show up as exactly who you are in your body, that is going to echo out into all the different areas of your life. And I also feel like our bodies are magnetic. So whatever we want to bring more of into our life, if we can experience it purposefully and mindfully in our body first, we will then attract that into all of the different circumstances of our lives. And it's such a pleasant and joyful and light way to do it, rather than this heavy, I have to get better, and this healing has to be hard. It can actually be really light and joyful.
I love that. I love that. We could literally dance through our days.
Yes.
I love it. Thank you. Thank you. And what a different perspective than that heaviness I have to, should, slugging through the day. I really love this perspective, and this ability, and moving in our bodies can bring that to us. So thank you for sharing.
My pleasure.
Now, I know you recently published a book, because we are in a Facebook group together, and I get to see the things that you announce and share. So, do you mind sharing about your book a little bit? I know it's available on Amazon. Just a little bit about it with our listeners today. I think they would love to know more.
Well, it's called How Ugly, Awkward Dancing Changes Everything. And it's part personal story of me. I used to be a raging perfectionist, and my journey into realizing that not everything in life has to be really serious and work-based. It can actually be fun. And then it also has client stories of people I've worked with as an embodiment coach, and the profound shifts and transformations that have occurred because they have accessed and resourced their bodies. So it was fascinating to write, because I just sat down for about half an hour to an hour every day for a few months, and it poured out. It was like it was in this vessel that had been sealed for a long time, so it just poured right out. And what was most beautiful, well, a whole bunch of miracles happened from the experience, but one that I would love to share is that people, when they were reviewing it, what I read actually brought tears to my eyes, because for so many people, they realized, oh my gosh, when I was young, I used to dance and things came so easily to me, and I was so happy, and I was fit, and my body felt amazing, and that slipped away. And your book has helped me remember that, and I'm definitely going to bring that back into my life.
Beautiful. I love that. And it's so true. We can forget or become very adult-like and business-like and lose some of that joy and life within us. And I've had the chance to read some of your book. I haven't read all of it yet, but will be. And it's very engaging. It's very warm. It's very informative, but there is life and movement in it. And I really appreciate what you've put together and are sharing with the world. So thank you.
Thank you. Oh, my pleasure.
And can you give us the title one more time? Because I know it's available on Amazon.
Yes, it's called How Ugly, Awkward Dancing Changes Everything.
Perfect. Yes. Thank you for sharing about that. And now, I mentioned as I was introducing you that you're a TV show host and producer, and I mentioned the show name, Ugly Dance Awkward Show. And I love that it's a dance show, but it's Ugly Dance Awkward Show. Yeah. And it's going to be premiering on our channel in April. Do you mind sharing a little bit about what they're leaning into with this show, and what you're birthing and bringing forward for everybody?
Yes. Well, I don't know if you remember, but in the 80s, there used to be those fitness shows, and my mom used to do them, and I would watch when I was a little kid, and you would exercise and do the aerobics along with the instructor. And I feel like that's a really good way to use television, is to get up off your booty and move. Mm-hmm. So part of the show is not aerobics, of course, but part of the show is getting into mindful movement so that we just learn to understand our body's language more effectively and be able to tune into the wisdom. And so it's not me saying you should do this. It's me saying, try out this movement, become curious about how it shows up for you, and that's going to give you answers and insights into all the areas of your life. Mm-hmm. And then the other part of the show is I'm interviewing guest experts, and I'm asking them to share about an ugly, awkward experience that they went through in their lives, and then to also share the gift that emerged from that ugly, awkward experience. And the reason I wanted to share that is because we all go through challenges, as you were saying, with the shipping container or the storage container being broken into. And we especially go through those challenges when there's something about to emerge, like a metamorphosis type situation. And if we can learn to understand that there's a gift and a purpose going through that ugly, awkward, challenging time, to me anyways, it makes it so much more worthwhile. And even though I might have my emotions going everywhere, I still know that there's a gift that's wrapped up somewhere, and I just have to unwrap it and find out what that is. And then the last part of the show is having my guests do a 1-minute dance challenge. And the purpose of that is what I seem to be really good at helping people do is expand their comfort zones. And so when they do this 1-minute dance challenge, like not everyone has agreed to be a guest on my show because of that dance challenge, but then they notice how they felt initially when they found out that there was that dance challenge, and then they physically move through it, and then we check in with them afterwards and see, oh, good, you're still alive, and how was that for you? And most likely you feel more alive than you did at the beginning of doing the dance challenge. And so my purpose is to show people that stretching your comfort zone can be fun and playful. It doesn't have to be, oh my gosh, I have to power through it. And it's also beneficial for people to be on the show.
I love it. Thank you for sharing. I didn't know about that closing segment. I love that. Very exciting.
Well, I've seen some beautiful, ugly, awkward dancing so far.
Wonderful. Well, thank you for sharing. I know it'll be premiering, and it will be released on a weekly basis starting that first week in April. So listeners, we invite you to tune in. That will be at empoweredconnectionstv.com, and you will see her beautiful show unveiling during that time frame and transforming our lives through movement. And I know, Christina, you have an amazing gift. We are getting close to taking our next break here. Can you share about it in about 30 seconds to a minute?
Yes. I have an audio recording called Deep Celebration. And especially women, as women, we tend to not be super good at celebrating ourselves. We tend to go external rather than recognizing who we've actually become in the process. And so I have this audio recording that's about an hour long, and it takes you into a really internal, deep, celebratory, powerful experience so that you get to recognize who you've become along the way, and then you will automatically attract more of those good things into your life.
Beautiful. Thank you for making that available. What a perfect way to celebrate your birthing show and what is coming forward, your book that has been released. And listeners, what a powerful way for you to celebrate, process, and really spring forward, bringing forward things that matter most to you, not with this heaviness, but with this lightness and joy. I love it. Thank you for making that available, Christina.
My pleasure.
And listeners, I will let you know how to access her amazing gift towards the end of the show. So we want to make sure that you stay tuned for our next amazing guest expert. And then at the end of the show, I'll let you know how to access these powerful gifts. So as we are getting ready to lean into our next commercial break, what are we going to do? I'm just reminding all of us to take a moment to breathe. And actually, you could breathe and move, really listening to your mind, body, soul, and spirit, to what it is that you need. And give yourself that mini break of movement and breath. So we'll look forward to talking to you in just a moment.
Your favorite Voice America Talk Radio Network shows and hosts are in your car, outdoors, and wherever you need them to be. Listen anywhere. Get our mobile app for iPhone, BlackBerry, or Android at the Apple iTunes App Store, BlackBerry App World, or Android Market.
Rebecca Hall Greider's Speaker Talent Search is looking for people like you. With just one 7-minute audition, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities. This is a dynamic way to share your message, reach more people, and expand your impact. Apply now at yourpurposedrivenpractice.net/speaker-talent. Finalists get to audition live in front of community leaders looking to fill all kinds of speaking opportunities. Don't wait. Find out more. Visit yourpurposedrivenpractice.net/speaker-talent.
Age with Attitude TV is for the woman who does not see her future as a nice little old lady, but rather she sees herself living a bold, juicy, kick-ass second half. Now, if this is the life you want for your second 50, then Age with Attitude TV is for you. You'll find stories to inspire you, plus money and metabolism tips that really work. Check it all out at agewithattitude.tv, presented by Jan Rose Distel. Find us on voiceamerica.tv. And remember, it's never too late to create a life you love.
Are you ready for your rush of success? I'm Jim T. Chong, the walk star.
And I'm Cami Ferry, the theater queen, the host of Rush Hour for Success on Money 105.5 on Thursdays and Fridays at 2 p.m. It's about getting entertained and getting solutions for your success in life and business.
Visit us on Facebook at Money 105.5 FM Rush Hour for Success, or download the Money 105.5 app on your phone for the live stream. That's Thursdays and Fridays, 2 p.m. Pacific Time. Get entertained,
get educated, and get your rush on
Rush Hour for Success.
Tune in for Suzanne Ross and Lighten Up TV, evolutionary wellness for the body, mind, and spirit. Each episode features Suzanne and her amazing guests, including inspirational authors, speakers, wellness experts, and spiritual guides. This series is focused on achieving total well-being so that you can live well and love life. Visit lightenuptv.net to find out more. Lighten Up TV is presented by the Awakening Center, a nonprofit for those seeking a higher way of living and being. Don't miss out on living your best life now. Go to lightenuptv.net today.
Become our friend on Facebook. Post your thoughts about our shows and network on our timeline. Visit facebook.com/Voice America.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall Greider. If you have a question or comment for Rebecca or her guest, we'd love to hear from you. Please call into the program at 1-866-613-1612. That's 1-866-613-1612. You may also send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope that you enjoyed that break and you got a chance to listen, breathe deeply, move a little bit so you're feeling refreshed as we lean into our next exciting segment. Because we started with the body and we started with the movement and really energizing us. But then I also want to make sure we're giving you other types of tools as well. So incorporating the body, incorporating movement. But now for those of you who are in business, it's really important that we are claiming our life back. It's really easy for the business to take over, for things in our lives to take over. And what I love about this next guest expert is she really helps people reclaim their freedom and bring that back into your life, bringing that breath and energy back into all that you do. So I hope that you're excited to meet our next guest expert. Her name is Shirley Dalton, and she's coming all the way from Australia. And she's known as Australia's Business Systemizer. She has 30 years of business experience, is an in-demand speaker, best-selling author, radio show host. She joined us on Voice America in January. We're excited to have her as part of our family and encourage you to check out her show. And she is a TV show host and producer. She is launching today, Empowered Business TV. So we'd love for you to check that out, how she's really empowering businesses and their owners to reclaim their freedom, not have that business control and run them. So I know it's an exciting series you're really going to enjoy. You can also find that on empoweredconnectionstv.com. It'll take you directly to our channel where you can experience Shirley's show and soon Christina's show as well. So please lean in and warmly welcome the amazing Shirley Dalton to the show. Yay! Welcome!
Hey, how are you going, Rebecca?
I'm great. And I was smiling and laughing because you pointed out something very true behind the scenes here. I was talking about springing forward, and it's the first day of spring, and you reminded me on the other side of the globe, it's not the same experience. The weather's different. It's actually into the fall season. Is that correct?
Yes, yeah. We're exactly opposite.
So you're you're choosing to, in a sense, hold both spaces. What a powerful place to be, where you're holding that fall energy and that shifting, and then also that spring forward energy with us. So that's a lot to hold, and I very much appreciate you doing that with us today.
It's a pleasure.
Now, can you share why this whole theme of reclaiming our freedom, particularly helping business owners reclaim their freedom, why is that personally so important to you?
I grew up as an only child with parents who owned a taxi, and Mum would work the morning shift and Dad would work the afternoon and evening. And we had money in the business, but there was no time. And, I can remember going on a holiday once when I was about 9, and I think I had one birthday party. And, and it sounds like poor me or poor me. My parents did really, really well, but what I find is that a lot of business owners are like that. Their business is not set up in a way that allows them to have the time to spend with their family, which is the reason they went into business in the first place. We think about having freedom. I've got the money, I've got the time, but it doesn't always end up that way. And so I thought, I don't want that for other people's children. I don't want that for them. And so that's my mission now, is to help business owners to have a business and a life that they love.
I love this, and I was reflecting on you and the work that you're doing around this, and I thought, picture this, kind of, if we could paint a picture of a world where business owners are doing what they love to do, what they're called to bring forward, just like you are. You're helping business owners. And business owners are reclaiming their freedom. They have a balanced life. They're getting to do the things that they want to do in their life, those things that are most important to them. That, in its sense, is going to help change society on so many levels, because now business owners are going to be balanced instead of pulled too many directions. That means what they bring forward in creativity into the world is going to be balanced and that much more supportive for everyone around us. So it really does change the world in a positive way. So I love the work that you do, and I encourage all of you who either are a business owner or know of business owners to encourage them, let them know about Shirley's show, but also when you're interacting with them, you get to choose, just like in that line that I shared about the grocery store line, you get to choose which perspective you're going to be in that interaction. And be purposeful in how you're interacting with those businesses out there, especially those smaller businesses out there. You get to choose how you're going to engage and what you're going to echo forward or not. So just wanted to have that global perspective about the information that you're sharing, because a lot of it we can look at not just in business, but also in how we are living our life, the roles that we're taking on and choosing, not letting them rob from another. Mm-hmm. Now, do you mind sharing just a little bit about your radio show? I'd love for people to know what channel it's on, what its focus is, and when they can hear you.
Sure. In about 2 hours or 1.5 hours, so 1 p.m. Pacific Tuesday on the Voice America Business Channel, and the show is called Reclaim Your Freedom. And we interview guest experts that are experts in topics and also other successful business owners, because, as you were saying there about perspective, or it's part of it is the mindset in thinking what's possible. And a lot of people have the mindset, it's not possible, I can't do it. And so we're really about opening up that for people to be able to realise, hey, I can have it. It is possible.
Beautiful. And just to let all of you listeners know out there, we have a number of channels, both on radio and television, where you can hear amazing guest experts sharing in a variety of subjects. And I love that you are on the business channel really supporting on today, right? Tuesdays at 1 p.m. Pacific time, or 1 p.m.?
Yes, 1 p.m. Pacific.
Okay, Perfect. So those of you who are ready for more Shirley, you can have that today. Real time. Beautiful. And then I shared that you're a television show host and producer. Your television show is launching today. We're super excited to have it on the channel and are featuring it. Do you mind sharing a little bit about what your show is about, Empowered Business TV? And I've already let them know where to view it, but when it'll be released and how frequently and what your vision is.
Again, I can say my mission first before my vision. My mission in life is to inspire, educate, and support you to be, do, have, and feel what you want. And so every day I get up thinking, how can I do that? And so education and inspiration is really important to me. So my vision is for people to be able to have the life that they really want. And part of that is mindset, seeing what's possible. So we bring in a lot of guest experts around that. And then if they're in business, part of it is practical. So we look at the processes and help them to streamline their organisation so they can get their time back. And then the other part that takes up a lot of time and a lot of headspace is people. And a lot of small business owners, they go into business and they do really well and they put people on, but often they've not had any formal training in leadership or management, and that, it's not their fault. So we help them with that as well. And so the TV and the radio show is really helping people to look at those three areas: people, processes, and procedures across the whole area of business.
Perfect. Now, can I ask about this reclaiming your freedom? What is an important first step? Like if I'm a business owner or I'm someone just evaluating my life and kind of looking at these different things, where would I start to reclaim my freedom? What's the first step?
The first step, Rebecca, is to get clear about what that freedom looks like for you. So how much time do you want? How much money do you want? What do you want to do with that time? Once you get clear about that, then it's really easy if you look, reverse engineer it or look backwards then and say, well, what do I need to do in order to create this freedom? And often it's about delegating and being able to let go and give other people some responsibility for some of the things that are taking up our time. And we have a little process where we can help people to do that, to look at all of the tasks that are on their list. So this is something that they could do right now. Look at all of the tasks that you've got and then go and put a tick at the things that you either love to do or you really must do as part of your business role. And then look at all of the other things and say to yourself, well, I don't want to do this. Is there anybody in the organisation who could do it? And put their name next to it, and then ask yourself, what would I need to do in order to be able to give that task to them? Do I need to train them? Do I need to upskill them? Do I need to give them more time? And so you actually then have a little action plan so that you can start to give that life the way you want it.
Perfect. I love that. And just the energy as you were sharing about, people, processes, and really prioritizing things. When we can figure out why we want the time and the freedom, if we can tie into, I love that, what would you do with that time? What would you do with that freedom? Suddenly it becomes a very different game, a very personal. Like it's just not time and energy for time and energy's sake. It's I want to travel. I want to do this in my family. I want to do that. And you can become very purposeful in everything that you do. It gives great clarity and prioritization when you have that focus. Well, we are getting ready to go to our next commercial break. The time goes so quickly, and I know Shirley has given us an amazing gift as well. So we will tell all about that when we come back. Enjoy this break, and we'll talk to you in just a moment.
Your favorite Voice America Talk Radio Network shows and hosts are in your car, outdoors, and wherever you need them to be. Listen anywhere. Get our mobile app for iPhone, BlackBerry, or Android at the Apple iTunes App Store, BlackBerry App World, or Android Market.
Are you ready for your rush of success? I'm Jim T. Chong, the walk star.
And I'm Cammie Ferry, the theater queen, the host of Rush Hour for Success on Money 105.5 on Thursdays and Fridays at 2 p.m. It's about getting entertained and getting solutions for your success in life and business.
Visit us on Facebook at Money 105.5 FM Rush Hour for Success, or download the Money 105.5 app on your phone for the live stream. That's Thursdays and Fridays, 2 p.m. Pacific Time. Get entertained,
get educated, and get your rush on
Rush Hour for Success.
Rebecca Hall Greider's Speaker Talent Search is looking for people like you. With just one 7-minute audition, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities. This is a dynamic way to share your message, reach more people, and expand your impact. Apply now at yourpurposedrivenpractice.net/speaker-talent. Finalists get to audition live in front of community leaders looking to fill all kinds of speaking opportunities. Don't wait. Find out more. Visit yourpurposedrivenpractice.net/speaker-talent.
Announcing a powerful new TV channel featuring programs designed to enhance and transform your life. Make powerful connections, one program at a time. And by doing so, we can bring transformation to the world. Tune in each week to Empowered Connections TV as we add new programs to help you make empowered connections of your own. Visit empoweredconnectionstv.com. That's empoweredconnectionstv.com. And make the most of an incredible life transformation.
Become our friend on Facebook. Post your thoughts about our shows and network on our timeline. Visit facebook.com/Voice America.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall Greider. If you have a question or comment for Rebecca or her guest, we'd love to hear from you. Please call into the program at 1-866-613-1612. That's 1-866-613-1612. You may also send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope that you took the opportunity to breathe, move around a little bit, and now are leaning in with anticipation to hear what Shirley's amazing gift is. And I promise to let you know where you could access Christina's gift as well. Oh, something Shirley asked behind the scenes was if she could share a story. And I said, yes, I love stories. I think it really enriches our life to look at things from a different perspective. So Shirley, please, we would love to hear your story and then about your amazing gift.
Mm-hmm. I worked for a tutoring organisation, and my boss just loved the kids, and he created this reading program. And he said, Shirley, no kid gets up and goes to school, looking to go to school, and says, oh, gee, I don't want to learn to read, or I don't want to learn. You know, most of the kids are looking forward to going to school, learning to read, and learning lots. And I thought about that, and I thought, that's right. But it's the same with the workers too. Our employees generally don't get up in the morning and go to work and think, you know what can I do to upset the boss today? So they actually want to go and succeed. And so the gift today is to help the leaders and managers to be able to free up themselves and to be able to help people to succeed in their roles and responsibilities. So we've got a worksheet for them to identify the outcomes for the role and the behavioural tasks and to what standard. And then people, once they know that they can perform to the standard and everybody's happy. So I hope that they'll get a lot of value out of that.
Oh, thank you. So is it a checklist they go through, or it's a worksheet that'll help them kind of prioritize so everyone's happy versus feeling disconnected? Do you mind explaining?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I've got some examples. We call them key performance indicators and key behaviour indicators. Mm-hmm. And it's a set of questions that people can go through and answer, and then also an example. So once they get that, they'll be able to do that for all the roles within their organisation.
Perfect. And wouldn't it be great? I was just thinking about my life. I like to know what my role is and how I'm best suited to shine and show up in that. And what a gift for business owners to be able to do that as they're looking at the roles and the responsibilities and kind of right fit things and right place people in a way where everybody shines. Beautiful. Thank you. Mm-hmm. So, drum roll, dun, 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 dun. Here is where you can access Shirley's amazing gift, as well as Christina's. They're in the same place. We have a gift page for all of you to enjoy, peruse, and choose those gifts and tools and resources that are really going to support you on your journey. You'll find several from me as well, from empowerment and ebooks to a conversation to really support you on your journey. So you go to radiogifts.net. Again, that's Radio Gifts, and that's plural because there's more than one, radiogifts.net. And you put in your name and email address so we can stay in touch. And then you'll see this beautiful world of gifts to support you. And the reason we do this, because these are free. They're here as tools and resources to empower you on your journey. It's because we want you to be able to connect with the experts that we connect with. We want you to have tools and resources to get traction in your life with what you're looking to bring forward. So please lean into you, lean into the gifts that are generously being made available. You can hear more of Shirley in an hour. I encourage you to lean into her show and program. And then also get to know them on the television side, that you can really lean into the programming that they are making available to you to really transform the world. And that's on empoweredconnectionstv.com. And then I asked Christina if she would mind sharing. Remember, I mentioned that earlier on the show, that she had a story that we wanted to share with you today. So Christina, do you mind sharing your toll booth story?
Yes. Well, when you were talking about the grocery store teaching moment, it made me think of a story I read one time about a driver who was approaching a toll booth, and he was just thinking about how that must be the worst job, to be stuck in that little toll booth all the time and not really getting to talk to people, but just taking money. And as he drove closer, he saw the fellow in there dancing. And he pulled up and he said, "What are you doing? Why are you dancing?" And he could hear the music blaring out from it, and this guy was just in the best mood, the toll booth worker. And he said, "Are you kidding? This is the best job ever. I have an all-day dance party, and I get paid to do it. This is just the best."
I love it. How powerful our perspective can be.
Yes.
Thank you for sharing. I love it. So, listeners, here is the opportunity that I want to share with all of you today. You have joined us on this show, listened to our hearts, listened to your heart, our shares, our wisdom. We have offered you gifts, opportunities to support you on your journey. And now you're at a place where you get to make choices as you go out into the world and go forth. Are you going to choose to spring forward? Are you going to choose to breathe in what has been shared with you, that has really spoken to you, touched your heart? Are you going to bring that forward and echo that out into the world? Or are you going to just rush out and on to the next thing? I invite you to lean into you. I invite you to take a moment, just a minute after the show. Deep breathe and let things sink in on a deep level. Maybe move a little bit. Embrace what is here for you today, because it is not an accident that you tuned into us today, that you are leaning in, whether it's spring or fall for you. There is a purpose and a reason that you are on the show today, that you were listening, that you were part of our community. And I want to honor that. And I want to encourage you to say yes to you, to really springing forward in your life, to really moving forward as that feather, dancing through your day, dancing in your life, having that freedom that matters to you. Those things that when you have those moments of clarity and you get really purposeful, those are the things that you're bringing forward in your life. Let's breathe that in. Wonderful. And here's my heartbeat in all of this. That wherever you go, whatever you do, that you will purposely breathe in, make choices that wherever you go, and whatever you do. You will always, always bloom where you're planted and shine. I can't wait to talk to you next week. Have a great day.
Thank you for joining us this week for Empowering Women, Transforming Lives. Please tune in again for another edition with your host, Rebecca Hall-Gruyter, next Tuesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, 11 a.m. Pacific on the Voice America Women's Channel. And join us for a replay of the show every Wednesday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, 2 p.m. Pacific on the Voice America Empowerment Channel. Have a beautiful week, and may you always bloom where you're planted and shine.